Many highly intelligent people quietly believe they are average or nothing special at all. Psychology calls this the reverse of overconfidence, where awareness grows faster than ego. The sharper the mind, the more clearly it sees how much it still does not know. That awareness creates humility, doubt, and constant self-questioning. Intelligence often hides behind habits rather than loud opinions or impressive titles. It shows up in how someone thinks, listens, pause, and processes information. Most intelligent people never label themselves as smart because comparison feels pointless. They focus on understanding instead of proving anything to anyone else. If you relate to even a few of the habits ahead, your brain may be wired differently. You simply never noticed because intelligence rarely announces itself loudly. 1. They talk less and think more. High IQ minds do not rush to speak when a conversation begins. They pause, observe, and let others reveal their thinking first. Silence is not awkward for them. It is useful thinking space. Their brain filters ideas internally before allowing words to escape. Psychology shows intelligent people verbalize internally before speaking aloud. They prefer accuracy over speed and meaning over noise. When they finally speak, their words often feel deliberate and precise. They would rather stay silent than say something careless or unnecessary. To them, words carry weight and consequences, not just sound. This habit often makes them seem quiet, but their mind is always active. 2. They question even obvious things. High IQ people rarely accept information simply because everyone else agrees with it. When something sounds obvious, their mind quietly asks why it works that way. This is not stubbornness or arrogance. It is genuine intellectual curiosity. They question rules, tradition, and explanations that lack clear logic or evidence. Psychology links this habit to strong critical thinking development over time. They argue to understand systems, not to win conversations or dominate others. Their mind searches for exceptions, edge cases, and hidden assumptions automatically. Because of this, they often notice flaws others overlook completely. Blind obedience feels uncomfortable because it limits understanding and growth. Asking why becomes a lifelong habit that shapes how they see the world. 3. They are obsessed with patterns. High IQ brains constantly scan for patterns in people, systems, and conversations. They notice repeated behaviors and subtle connections most people completely miss. This pattern sensitivity allows them to predict outcomes before they actually happen. It is not magic or intuition. It is continuous background analysis. Their brain connects dots automatically, without conscious effort or intention. This is why they often say they saw something coming long ago. Once patterns become visible, they are impossible to ignore or forget. This awareness can feel mentally exhausting over time. Turning the mind off becomes difficult when patterns appear everywhere. Their intelligence works even when they wish it would rest. 4. They solve problems nobody asked for. High IQ minds feel uncomfortable when they notice inefficiency or broken systems. They see a messy process and instantly imagine a better way. No one asked them to fix it, but their brain treats it like a puzzle. Problem solving feels playful rather than stressful or demanding. They create shortcuts, systems, and improvements without needing permission. Psychology links this to intrinsic motivation and cognitive curiosity. Their mind enjoys optimization the same way others enjoy entertainment. This habit often leads to innovation others did not even consider. They can feel frustrated when solutions seem obvious yet ignored. To them, fixing problems is not work, it is mental satisfaction. 5. They read to collect mental models. High IQ people read to understand how different minds approach problems and reality. They are less interested in finishing books than absorbing useful ways of thinking. Their reading spans philosophy, science, history, psychology, and unexpected subjects. This variety is not random. It strengthens flexible thinking across many domains. They collect mental models, rather than memorizing isolated facts. Each book adds a new lens for interpreting the world around them. Psychology shows this cross-domain learning. They enjoy connecting ideas across fields that rarely interact directly. Reading becomes mental training instead of simple information consumption. Over time, these models quietly shape sharper judgment and insight. 6. They overthink in layers, not circles. High IQ minds do not repeat the same worry again and again. They stack possibilities, test outcomes, and simplify decisions through mental simulation. Their thinking moves forward in layers rather than spinning in emotional loops. They imagine failure early, then quietly plan ways around it. This process looks like overthinking, but functions as strategic preparation. Psychology links this to advanced executive planning and cognitive depth. By the time they act, they have already explored many outcomes internally. This is why they often appear calm during major decisions. Their mind already lived through possible chaos and survived it mentally. Overthinking becomes a tool when it leads to clarity instead of paralysis. 7. They enjoy silence. Most people feel uncomfortable when conversations pause or rooms become completely quiet. High IQ minds experience silence as a place where thoughts finally organize themselves. They are not ignoring others. They are processing information internally. Silence gives their brain space to connect ideas without external interference. Many insights appear only after noise and stimulation disappear. Psychology links comfort with silence to strong internal focus and self-regulation. They protect quiet time because it fuels clarity and creative breakthroughs. In silence, mental clutter settles and priorities become easier to recognize. This habit can look distant, but it reflects deep engagement with thought. For them, silence is not empty, it is mentally productive. 8. They are brutally honest with themselves. High IQ people rarely blame luck, timing, or other people for their own mistakes. When something fails, they look inward and accept responsibility without excuses. This level of self-honesty can feel uncomfortable, but it drives continuous improvement. They do not soften the truth to protect their ego or image. Psychology links this trait to high self-awareness and emotional maturity. They know growth begins where denial ends. Being honest with themselves helps them correct errors faster than others. This intensity can make them seem demanding or hard on themselves, but it keeps their standards high and their thinking sharp. They prefer painful truth over comforting illusions every time. 9. They manage energy, not time. High IQ people organize their day around mental energy rather than strict schedules. They know exactly when their focus peaks and when it naturally declines. Important thinking happens during high energy windows, not forced time blocks. Low energy periods are reserved for simple tasks that require minimal concentration. Psychology shows productivity depends more on energy management than hours worked. They protect their peak focus fiercely and avoid wasting it on trivial matters. This makes them appear efficient without seeming rushed or stressed. They flow with their cognitive rhythm instead of fighting it. Time feels flexible when energy is used wisely. This habit keeps burnout low and clarity consistently high. 10. They know how to sound normal. Truly intelligent people rarely sound intelligent in the way movies portray brilliance. They avoid complex language when simple words communicate ideas more clearly. Their goal is understanding, not admiration or intellectual dominance. They translate difficult concepts into everyday language others can follow. Psychology links this to high emotional intelligence and social awareness. They read the room before speaking and adjust their message accordingly. This makes people feel included rather than intimidated. They value connection over sounding impressive. Real intelligence simplifies rather than complicates communication. Making others feel smart matters more than proving themselves smart. Intelligence rarely announces itself through confidence, titles, or constant self-promotion. It shows through habits, patience, and how someone approaches problems and people. Many intelligent minds move quietly because they are busy thinking, not performing. If you recognized yourself in several of these habits, that is not a coincidence. Your mind may simply operate on a deeper and more reflective level. Intelligence is not about being better than others. It is about using your thinking to understand and improve the world around you. The real question is not how smart you are. It is how intentionally you use the mind you already have. Quiet intelligence shapes life more powerfully than loud genius ever could.